And a welcome here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, back off of that fast break here inside of the Bearcat Breakroom, inside of our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Binghamton University Bearcats. It's hard to believe we're in year one. We've done a lot with Binghamton, and Binghamton has had a lot of success. They have spoiled me in this partnership of seeing the success on so many different places, fields and courts and so on and so forth at Binghamton University. And when it comes to the field of women's soccer, the success continues. The team is 7-5-5 at the time of this conversation. And not only did they get into the America East postseason, but they are coming off of a victory in the America East. And that was in the quarterfinal round, which was this past Sunday, November 3rd. The game was at 1 p.m. Eastern time in Binghamton at the Bearcat Sports Complex. The game ended in regulation tied 0-0, and penalty kicks is what won it 3-2, thanks to who is picture in picture with me, Becca Kessler, their sophomore goalkeeper, who decided that not much was going to be getting past her in this one. She blocked 4 of 6 of the potential goals in the penalty round to prevent anything happening other than Binghamton moving on to the semifinals in the America East. So it is my honor, my privilege in this Bearcat break room to bring on Becca. Becca, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. So you and I were talking a little bit off the air, and just for you, you told me that this is you always wanted to be a goalkeeper. This is something that you wanted to do. You wanted to be, there in that net and putting yourself as the last line of defense. A lot of people would not want to be there because there's a lot of pressure, and you truly are that final line between who you're facing and a goal. Why did you always want to be a goalkeeper?
Well, it started off as being a younger sister who wanted to be like my older sister. My older sister was also a goalkeeper when I was younger, and I sat on the sidelines of a lot of her games, and I wanted to be just like her, and I wanted to be a little bit better than her. So I decided to pick it up, and we trained together our whole lives. I mean, we're both a little crazy, so it takes a little crazy to be a goalkeeper, but I love the pressure, I love the sport, and it just stuck with it.
What's your sister's first name?
Maya.
Maya. So Maya, as you told me off the air, was at RPI and she just finished up.
Yes.
So let's be constructive and kind toward your sister. How do you think she did as a goalkeeper at RPI?
She's a great goalkeeper. She's a great leader, especially. I mean, that's one of her big qualities. It's a important quality of a goalkeeper. So she was able to be a great leader at RPI.
And you said that Maya and you both wanting to be goalkeepers, that you have to be a little bit crazy. Describe to me the level of crazy that you and your sister are.
You have to throw your body on the line at any time during the game. So whether it's throwing your head at someone's foot, throwing your hands at mid contact with someone else's body, just putting everything out there, all moments of the game, willing to risk it all for your team. And that's something that we kind of got from the competitive edge of each other. I mean, we were, as sisters are, fighting a good amount when we were younger, whether it's physical or whatever, out in the field. So she helped me get that competitive edge, and I think I helped her get it a little bit too. So we fed into each other's crazy.
So, did you come from a family that had a connection to soccer before? Is this like a thing for you and your sister, or does it go beyond you guys?
Actually, my parents are probably the least athletic people I've ever met. So I'm not really sure where we both got it from. My mom would tell me stories of she'd play soccer when she was younger, like really young, and she would run away from the ball instead of running towards it. So she has no idea where we got it, but somehow.
So, mom and dad, what are their names?
Aaron and Susan Lisa.
Aaron and Susan Lisa. Okay, so what would you, how would you best describe Aaron and how would you best describe Susan Lisa?
Well, soccer wise, my mom is flinching every time somebody comes near me.
Okay.
Um, and my dad is screaming my name as loud as he can. They're both so supportive, but my mom gets a little nervous during the games, and my dad just always rooting for me.
What has been their thought? You said your mom flinches every time the ball comes near you. What your parents' reaction to you and your sister saying not only do we want to play a sport, but we want to be a goalkeeper, and we're going to put our head out there. We're going to put our hands out there. We're going to put our feet out there. We're going to put our shins out there. We're going to put our chest out there. We're going to put our back out there. Like when you are a goalkeeper, 99.9% of the time, when that ball comes, well, I shouldn't say 99.9% of the time. It depends on if it's a good shot. But if it's a shot on goal, you're getting hit somewhere. So what was your parents' reaction when not just you, but your sister, you both said, Mom and Dad, we want to play soccer. And they said, okay. And then you're like, no, there's more. We want to be the goalkeeper. We want to be the person that's got the ball coming at us 20 miles an hour from point blank range, and we're going to stop it with our head.
They tried to keep me out of the goal as long as possible after my sister decided to be a goalkeeper. She's 3 years older than me, so they had a few years of the nerves with her before I decided I wanted to step in. And every time when you're younger, there's not really set positions, but if we need a goalkeeper, I would always be raising my hand. And my dad would be like, no. And then they couldn't really, it just ended up in goal. I was always drawn to it. After watching my sister and watching the game, I was always drawn to it. So they did their best to keep me out of danger, but they couldn't really, they couldn't really avoid it.
When you come home for the holidays, Becca, do you and your sister trade turns on who's in the goal and who's taking shots? And if you do that, be honest with me, who has more makes in the goal? Who's the better saver, and who's the better, who's the one that's preventing more goals? Be blatantly honest, because I'm obviously Maya isn't here to defend herself, but when you're home together, are you guys doing that? Is somebody shooting on the other person? And if so, who's winning?
Yeah, we've been doing that our whole lives growing up together. We have a trainer at home that trains both of us, and she just separated us a few times during training because we get too competitive.
Okay.
Um, I love to shoot, so whenever I'm shooting on her, I'm going upper nines. I'm always trying to hit a banger on her to get that over her. Over the last few years, we evened out, so I would say more goals and more saves on her. Um, I don't know if she'd like that answer, but that's my opinion. And I think that's the overall answer.
All right, fair enough. Becca Kessler, the goalkeeper for the Binghamton University Bearcats women's soccer team, here with me inside of the America East 2024-25 postseason in this Bearcat Breakroom in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Becca, you are from New Jersey. You're from Scotch Plains, New Jersey. Bring me into Scotch Plains. If no one's ever been there before, how are you describing home?
Well, I live in the suburbs, so Scotch Plains is the suburbs, and it's a big soccer town actually. So all throughout high school, most high school experiences, you go on football games and all that. My town, soccer games are the place to be. So everyone grows up playing soccer. Everyone's either Italian or Jewish, so big culture. Love the game, and I love it. It's a great place.
So you said everyone's either Italian or Jewish. It that makes me think of New York City. A lot of places in New York City. So, big soccer town. Scotch Plains is kind of in the more northern part of Jersey. So, what are your things? Like besides soccer, you go home to Scotch Plains. Where are you eating? What are you doing? Like not soccer related at all. What's the food? What's the hobby? What's the thing to do when you go home? Like where's your spot where you just get away and you feel like this is my area, this is like my temple? Bring me into how you experience home.
Well, most recently when I went home last time I could, my favorite thing was to go to the farmers market
Okay.
where you get basically the whole communities there. You see everyone you know, all your family friends, all your old classmates, and a bunch of just great food, home like locally grown vegetables, locally grown businesses. So that's my most recent like favorite activity going home. I mean it's a suburb, so we got movie theaters, you got a bunch of random fields to go to, parks. Um, Obviously the pizza, we got a lot of Italian. So if I'm going home I'm having some good pizza, I'm having some good bagels. That's my favorite thing. My dad always brings me up bagels whenever he comes to visit because they don't make them here like they do in Jersey.
No, and here's the thing, and this is probably going to be controversial, and maybe the most controversial thing that we talk about here today, but New York City bagels get a lot of respect. And there's the thought that the water there is just different. But New Jersey's not that far away, so the water could be very similar. Who has a better like have you had a New York City bagel? Have you gone and experienced that, be it in Manhattan or on Long Island, or in one of the, I mean, if you've been to the Bronx or Brooklyn or wherever, but have you had a New York City bagel? And that's part of this. And the other part of this is New York City versus New Jersey when it comes to the bagel, because upstate New York does not have the same bagels as downstate. And I was just in New York City a couple times, and I will tell you this, for some reason there's like no egg bagels up here, and I learned about the egg bagel when I went to New York City. I didn't know it existed. And then they're like, no, they have an egg everything bagel. And I love everything bagels and I love egg bagels. And when those had a child and it was the egg everything, and then you put the walnut raisin cream cheese on it, it is game changing. It is life changing. So I want to know, have you had a New York City bagel? How do they compare to New Jersey? And, just understand that your answer is going to be controversial no matter what you say.
Well, it sounds like you know how to order a bagel to start with.
Thank you.
Yes, I've had plenty of New York City bagels. I'm not too far from the city, so I go in often. But nothing compares to my bagel store at home. Like, whether taste or not, just knowing that, like, the community and everyone around me, like, I'm always with my friends there, so it makes everything taste better. So I'm gonna have to go with the Jersey bagel. I mean, we do similar water, so we both got good bagels. I'll give it to the city. They have some amazing bagel places, some amazing flavors. That's the thing you get a lot down in the city in Jersey. Lots of flavors, lots of different cream cheeses. You can make whatever you want. But I gotta give it to my home bagels.
So, where's your go-to spot, and what is your number one order?
So we have a place in my town called Fanwood Bagel. Um, and that's my go-to spot. It's been my go-to spot forever. And I keep it simple. I've been a little more adventurous recently in my order, but my go-to is just plain with plain cream cheese. And that's gonna be a little controversial in itself, but I keep it simple.
Okay. So, in this bagel world, you said that I know how to order it. I'm going to ask you this question. In New Jersey, is it similar to New York City that when you order a bacon, egg, and cheese, it is one word, bacon, egg, and cheese? Like it's
Yeah.
one word, salt, pepper, ketchup, like get it all on there, let's go. I mean, it seems like where you are in New Jersey and in New York City area, like you said, it's closer. Like how far are you outside of New York City? Because it seems to me that your bagel experience is similar to the New York City experience.
Yeah, definitely bagel wise. It depends on the traffic driving because it could be up to like 2 hours with traffic. City traffic is crazy. But I usually take the train in and it's about a 45-minute train ride.
Okay.
So I'm right there.
Do you have a New York City go-to spot?
Bagel wise or just in general?
Both, whichever one.
In general, I love to go to Soho. My friends and I go in and shop there all the time.
Okay.
They have a lot of cute food places and some really great stores. Bagel wise, I'm not sure I have one in the city. I don't have a designated spot.
Okay. All right. But you said plain bagel, plain cream cheese. What is the most adventurous that you've been?
Sometimes I've thrown in like a strawberry cream cheese.
Okay.
So that's like cream cheese wise adventurous. The other day, my roommate brought in it was like a birthday cake cream cheese.
Oh wow.
That was really good. So that's pretty out there. And then the actual bagel, I've now that I've gone to college, I've matured a little bit. I'll take a sesame, I'll take a everything bagel, and obviously bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
I've learned to love. So
Well, good.
kind of
See,
tried it all.
I'm appreciating you said everything and you said bacon, egg, and cheese. So I'm good with all of that. Well, being hungry off the field is all well and good. Being hungry on the field, you have shown this. Stopping 4 out of 6 penalty kicks is extremely difficult to do at any level, anywhere in the sport of soccer. You and I were talking off the air that I have heritage that leads me back to Italy and Spain. and Italy in 2006 World Cup on the men's side came down to penalty kicks. And that was my first high octane situation. I was watching it. I was not in the goal. I was not doing the work of Becca Kessler. So bring me into this last game against Vermont, and knowing that it's 0-0, the game ends the regulation, it's coming down to penalty kicks, and like, it is you versus them. You are the only person. There is no defense. There is nobody else. I mean, you got your team cheering you on, but when it comes down to penalty kicks, it is 1v1, and you have to protect every single inch of that goal. You stopped 4 of 6, which is insanely incredible, and congratulations to you for that. How did you do it? Bring me into it. This very, very emotional, suspenseful, and stressful situation.
Well, first off, when my name got called for PKs, I mean, the first thing went through my head is that my team worked hard for 90 plus minutes, and the defense was on point the whole game, obviously with a 0-0 tie. And they deserved to win. My team deserved to win, and I knew I was going to go out there and do everything I could to get them that win. Our season, no way was ending in that moment. I couldn't allow that to happen. But PKs are a mind game. It's a mind game with yourself, a mind game with the shooter. To get in their head, not let them get in your own head, and just you have to really like drown everything out. There's so much pressure and so much noise in that moment. You have to just let your head go blank, focus on one shot at a time, one thing at a time, and drown out all the noise. So I step in there, I get in my zone, and I try and get the best read off the girl kicking. We've practiced it a bunch of times, just like practice.
Are you watching film looking for, like, in every game, do you do this? Because you never know when penalty kicks are going to come. Do you watch film before every game looking for tiny little nuances and tells when a team, like the way somebody shoots, if they kind of like, they look, if they're down and like right before they go to kick it, if you see them like shake their head, they're going to the right, or if they twitch a little bit with their hip, they're going to the left. Like, do you look for little tells in how they go about the way that they shoot to go, okay, well, this person they never go left, so I need to prepare that they might try to get me there, but typically their power comes when they try to go to the right. Like, do you see those things in film? Do you really, really kind of hone in on that? Because you said when you're in there, you try to guess to the best of your ability, but how much pregame preparation goes into you trying to figure out where people are going to go?
So before any game we have, if they have like a designated PK taker or some people have taken PKs in the past, um, my coach Neil will tell us like the ways they've gone in the past and their like tendencies, typically where they go. Along with like we watch the PK and see how they kick it. Typically, if someone has a way and they make it consistently, they're going to go that way. They're not going to change it. There's no reason to. Yeah. So that's something to keep in my head. I know like that number player. If I see that number step up, I know which way they're going. Another thing I do is during the game, like in games that I know it's going to go to PKs, I pick up on their tendencies as a player. I find more brute force, like strong players go for power during their PKs. And players that are more technical, more savvy, try and trick you on the field, they're going to open their hips and go the other way with more placement. So that's something I pick up on during the game, and then before the game we have that film as well.
So you're there in the goal, you're sitting there and you're waiting, and what's going through your head? Like you said, you get in the zone. How do you said it's loud. How do you calm down? Because the emotional, the mental, it can work against you or it can work for you. And sports is very much in tune with life. And that's why here on Wake Up Call, my tagline is where sports meets life. Mental health, mental toughness, the ability to breathe through something, to calm it down, to keep your emotions in check, to not let outside influences affect your inner peace. All of that's important in life, but it's also important in the game. So how do you mentally stay focused and positive toward yourself? And emotionally, how do you kind of slow your heartbeat and say, like, I'm good, I got this? How do you do it? What is kind of your process?
Well, before the PKs even start, when I'm warming up on the side, something I did last game is I visualized to myself every PK I've saved in the past. I faced a good amount of PK shootouts in my high school career. So visualizing those saves, getting that confidence and knowing that I've done it before, which means I can do it again.
Yeah.
That was a great way to get in the right mindset for this. And then once you step on the field, I have a very unique routine for PKs. When I walk out, I turn my back to the shooter and stay on the six, and I kind of like stare at the crossbar and like take some really deep breaths and try and just like relax and like drone out all the noise. I don't hear anything while I'm standing there. All the noise is gone, and it's just me and the goal. And then I step up to the line, still facing the other way, take one more deep breath, turn around, and the shooter's usually like putting the ball down, getting ready. Few claps, stretch it out, get in their head a little bit. Um, and once after I do that routine, like I feel good, I feel ready. And then I'm just focused on the shooter. Nothing else matters in that moment. Like I said before, take it one at a time. Um, so that's kind of how I like get in the zone and lock in and get in that right mindset.
What makes you believe in yourself?
Well, like I said before, I've done it before, which means I can do it again.
Right.
That's something that I've been told by some coaches before is like, if you can do it once, you can do it again. And standing there in that moment, I trust my training, I trust my coaches, and I know that everyone on the sideline and everyone standing on that midline watching me has full confidence in me. And if they have full confidence in me, I can have full confidence in myself. I have great supportive teammates, and they help me get there. And also, another thing I said before, my dad's always cheering my name super loud. All I heard in that moment was my dad screaming my name. So knowing he's there supporting me too is like really good, gives me that confidence.
Is dad, is he doing Becca? Is he doing it like a sound? Is he like Becca? Like what is the dad sound when he's saying your name?
He's screaming Becca, he's screaming keep, he's screaming champ, he's screaming whatever he can to like lift me up. After I saved one of the PKs, he was like, "That's how we do it, keep." And I was like, I gave him a little nod. I was like, "Yeah, that is how we do it." So he gets it all out there.
So you feed off of dad's energy, and is mom like in the stands like this? Is she quiet? Is she kind of looking like, because you said she flinches when the ball comes your way. So if dad is screaming and you can hear him, what is mom doing?
My mom's screaming for me too. She's very supportive, but I think once that whistle blows, she holds her breath a little bit.
Okay.
She's like just nervous for me because she wants me to do well. So she gets a little quiet in that moment, and then the cheers again. So yeah.
Well, shout out to mom and dad and to your sister and the support. We're going to play rapid fire in a second. You mentioned Neil Bhattacharjee. He's been on the show a few times and a fantastic coach. I love talking with him and breaking the game down with him. What can you say about your head coach, Neil Bhattacharjee, and just what he's meant to you and why you wanted to play for him?
He's promoted such a great environment in our team this year and in past years. I mean, he's a past goalkeeper, so he gives great critiques. He knows the game, he knows the position, and you don't really get that from a lot of coaches. In the past, I've had coaches that they've never been a goalkeeper, they don't get it, but he gets it. And in training, like he gives us the right critiques to get better. We work on the right things after a game of things that might have gone wrong. He's very thorough in our film. Um, so he's the critiques he gives and the training he gives, like it's so easy to improve yourself off of. And he supports all and celebrates all our victories with us. I mean, he gave me the biggest hug after that game, and just getting that validation from him and like that support means so much. One of the biggest things during my recruiting was having a coach that truly cared, and he was calling me constantly, checking in constantly, checking in on my family, talking to my family. He even came to one of my high school games, which most college coaches don't do. They only come to your club games. So seeing that care from a coach and like genuine belief in you, it's great, and it helps you become a better goalkeeper, a better player, and a better person.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Neil. He always seems even keel in our conversation, but I hope, Neil, that you're watching and listening to this, and I hope that you feel that love and appreciation because that was genuine and it goes a long way. This team is 2-2-4 at home, 5-3-1 on the road. You head on the road this week for the semifinals of the America East postseason. You're going to the University of New Hampshire this Thursday, November 7th. The game is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You just won at home on penalty kicks, but you have done something which a lot of teams struggle to do in any sport, which is win more than you lose on the road. And in 9 games on the road, 5 wins, 1 tie, 3 losses. Bring me into how this team has been road warriors and how you guys don't mind being away from home.
I mean, being on the road is always tough. It's a long bus ride, get cramped up. But being on the road, like it's something exciting, it's something new, and you see a team on their home field, and you're like, I want to beat them on their home field in front of their fans. It's like so much motivation. At home, obviously, you want to protect your own turf, but away, you don't want to let another team protect their turf. You want to get in their heads on their field and put them down on their own field. And it's a great feeling when you beat a team away. Also, when we're away, we get to stay in a hotel together, and that's just extra bonding and extra time together where we're so close and can be even more supportive and connected on the field. So away trips are fun. I think our team looks forward to them and looks forward to facing a team on their own field.
Love that answer. Time for rapid fire. We can ask each other anything in the world. There's no preparation for this. I have no idea what Becca's going to say. She has no idea what I'm going to say. It can be about sports. It can be about literally any topic. And you get to start. Becca, what's your question for me?
I'm gonna go favorite soccer team
Oh, are we talking? What are we talking about? Are we talking like MLS? Are we talking NWSL? What are we talking?
of all time. Anything but international, because you already told me where
Okay.
your loyal lies there. Loyalties
Well,
lie.
NWSL right now, I am undeclared. I'm undecided. I need to pick my team. I kind of had places where maybe I would lean because I covered Orlando City when the men's team went into the MLS, and then I know the Orlando Pride, the women's team, transitioned into it. So, I mean, that's a thought. But my team that is officially my team, and I got my official gear. Now, I became a fan before they played their first match because I love the Queen City. So, I became a fan before they played a game. And then I was able to watch part of their game here in Syracuse, which was awesome. And now I have a scarf and my hat is coming. So now I'm officially official as I am a Charlotte FC fan. So I was a Red Bull fan, but that was from a relationship and she played in college and it was her team. So when we broke up, I'm like, this really isn't my team. And then I went back and forth with who I wanted and I took a long time. But Charlotte FC, they're young, but that is my team, the Queen City. I love Charlotte FC, so I'm rocking the FC gear proudly. So I would say them. My question back to you, Becca: if there was one song that you came out to as a goalkeeper, and it's your warm up, pump up, like this is the Becca Kessler anthem, what would it be?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I always have a hard time with this question. Um, I would say Titanium.
Okay.
That was my sister's pump up song when we were younger, so I've kind of latched on to it, and it's motivational.
Yeah, I like titanium. That's a good choice. What's your next question for me?
Um, I would go if you're. We were talking about the city. If you're in the city,
Mm-hmm.
it's lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going? What are you going to eat?
Oh boy. All right. So I actually just got to experience a few restaurants. I'm going to shout them out: Bluefin in Times Square, Madison and Vine. I'm going to shout out. I'm going to forget the name of the sushi place. Oh, goodness me. It starts with an S. But I'm probably going to that sushi place, which is, it's like, I think it's by third. I think it's by third. So, like, you're going away from Times Square and all that. There's a really, really good sushi spot. And I like sushi. And their fried sweet potato sushi was probably my favorite. So I'm going to hit up that spot and I'm going to go to my bagel spot, which has been Pies Bagels, and that is by the Javits Center. So I'm going to go to Pies and I'm going to get the egg everything with the raisin walnut or a bacon, egg, and cheese on the egg everything. So I'm going to pick those. I'm going to pick probably those two spots between those two. But like dinner, Madison and Vine was really good. Their salmon's good. Bluefin was really good. I go local. I get away from like all the touristy stuff. And
You have to try those.
oh yeah. No, I could definitely make a New York City list for you. I've definitely found some really good places, and I'm trying to think. There's another. I know there's a pizza shop that I like that's by the Javits, and like if you're at the Javits, Pies is this way, so it's on the right side and it's up a few blocks. I can't remember the name of it, but I go there a lot. And I want to think of another place. There was another place that I was going to tell you. Oh my goodness. What was I thinking of? Oh, now I'm in a blank. Madison and Vine, the sushi. I can't think of the other place right now. But yeah, the bagel shop is it's good enough for me to go there daily. And yeah, I feel like at this point they probably know my face. Even like and I don't even like live there, but I went there so much when I was there recently, and I went on like multiple trips that I feel like at this point they should kind of know my face. But yeah, I that place is really good. The sushi place is phenomenal, and it starts with an S, and I'll have to get you the name, but I forgot what it was. My question back to you. Hmm. What is your favorite? Where's your favorite place in Binghamton to eat?
My favorite place in Binghamton. I really like Courtside. It's a place downtown. It has like kind of just anything, all types of food. And
Okay.
recently I tried their fried Oreos. They're really good. They're also always having a game up. So I watched like the World Series there the other night.
Okay.
So great food and great environment.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a place up here. I call it the snack capital of the world, MON-FRI, and they do homemade cotton candy. They do their own fried Oreos, homemade lemonade. They do like what is it, 70 different flavors of popcorn and kettle corn stuff. They have premium corn. They have chocolate dipped everything. Their deep fried Oreos are very good. So when you said
Wow.
deep fried Oreos, I went to them. Those were good. Those were really good. So if you come up Syracuse way, Mon Paz, you can actually order from them online too, but Mon Paz is the truth.
I'm
If
gonna
you
try
like that
that.
stuff.
That sounds great.
No, it's really good. What's your last question for me?
My last question. Dream vacation spot.
Mm, there's three. And I get asked this
Rank
question.
them.
What'd you say?
Rank them.
Rank. Oh, okay. You know, I could tell why you're a goalkeeper because you definitely have the control of like I was like, I have three. Rank them. So but I would say no one's asked me to rank them before. So Italy and Spain for my family, Hawaii because I've just wanted to go there for a while. So I'm gonna rank them. I'm gonna say Italy one. That's tough, but Italy one, Spain two, Hawaii three. But I've talked to my family from Spain, so I know that they're there. I haven't spoken to my family in Italy yet. I hope to, but that would be the one, two, three. Spain is really close to Italy, but that would be the order. Okay, I'm gonna do a three-part one for you. It's gonna be travel wise, but it's different. So
Okay.
bring me. You're gonna go to a place you've never been. So dream vacation that you've never been to. You can take one of your teammates, and you can take one celebrity.
Okay. I'm going to Greece.
Okay.
I think I'm going to Greece. It's beautiful. I've never been there. And I feel like that's like a good solid place to go on vacation.
Okay.
Teammate. I get some backlash from my other teammates if I don't pick them. Putting me on the spot here. Teammate, I think I'm taking Megan Baker, one of my roommates. I think we had a really good time together.
Okay. Why
And
Megan?
then Megan, she's such a good time. It's always fun. We're always having fun, always joking around.
Okay.
So just make it entertaining.
Okay.
And then celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a hard question. I think I'm going Billie Eilish. I just went to her concert, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And she could sing some songs. She seems like a really fun, loving person.
Okay.
So I feel like three of us, we'd have a really good time together.
Greece, teammate Megan Baker, Billie Eilish. I like it. With that being said, your goalkeeper here for the Binghamton University women's soccer team in the postseason, Becca Kessler. And folks, watch out because she's got more time this season, and she's got more time in college after this. Bearcat Breakroom in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University on Wake Up Call, celebrating the women's soccer team. You could go support them on the road at the University of New Hampshire this Thursday, November 7th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time in the America East semifinal round. Becca coming off of a game where she stopped 4 of 6 penalty kicks by Vermont. And Becca, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you here on the show. Shout out to you and the team, Neil Bhattacharjee and the staff. It has been a pleasure covering this team and getting to speak with Neil, and of course getting to talk with you today. And I will be proudly rocking my B on Thursday.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you.